Stock Diaries. Learn and grow.
Hello everyone, welcome to Stock Diaries. Last week what we did was we were creating a calculator which looked much like this. Let me just refresh it. Okay, so this is a calculator screen. I just want to refresh what we did till now. This is the main calculator screen in which the result and all whatever we press will show. These are the bifurcated input that gets into this result input box. So it's like if I say 4 plus 3 minus, so what it does is it bifurcates it into the different field. This input bifurcates into operand 1, operator 1, operand 2, and the new operator. So and what we are going to do in this tutorial is we are going to send these input values to the controller and then evaluate based on what operator that we have chosen. So what we need to do for this is whenever we press equal to button or whenever we enter any new operator like this one, say like this 4 plus 3, and then whenever we type in minus, then what I want is the flow goes back to the controller. I make a request to the controller, I supply all the values, and when I get the result back from the controller, I want to append this new operator to the result. So for that I have already written my code, because whenever I develop it live it takes a lot of time. So I'm going to explain you all the code. First of all, we need to make a function. This is a jQuery function. I'm just pasting it here. You guys can copy it, and just remember this function is outside document ready and it is above it. Sometimes what happens is that the jQuery goes out of sync. So that is why if you guys are facing any issue, just remember that you keep it above document .ready, and just like I've placed it in my tutorial. So what this function does is it takes all the values, operand 1, operand 2, old operator and new operator, and then it makes a call to the controller. This Ajax is again a jQuery method which makes an asynchronous call to the controller. What do I mean by asynchronous is that my page won't be refreshed. Only the values will go back to the controller. Controller would perform its function, whatever logic is written on the server side, and it will return a result. And that result would be available in this success methods result. So this Ajax, if you look carefully, you might think it is something very cryptic kind of logic, but it is just another function. Like document ready is a function, it is just another function. It takes these parameters. So I'm telling that the method would be post, the URL to hit on the server, the data that I want to pass. So all these values I have assigned it to variable names. Okay. Success. So success tells if this Ajax call is a success, then what should happen. Now this success would be entered even if a matching controller is found. It does not mean that the execution is a success. It is just that it is telling that the controller was found on the server side and it is a valid request and you can make a request. Similarly, you can have an error function like this. If you want, say you put a comma and then you write error, and then you can have your own function for that. Say you get this error message and you alert the error. Okay, this is something that you can do. So in case a matching controller is not found, that error or any kind of error would be returned. Okay, so so now when we understand what is happening, this if you look at this URL, this slash, what it means is it means root. So domain name / calculator and evaluate. What it is going to do is, this is your domain name. Okay, the thing before first slash. Then it is going to have calculator and then evaluate. So as per MVC logic that we follow and the default route that we have, this is the controller and this is the method. If you see the route config file, that is here. So this is the default route. First is controller, then it is action, and then any parameter. So controller is calculator, action would be evaluate, and this is an optional parameter. We'll talk about the routing later in some other video, which is because it is in itself a very detailed topic. It is a very huge topic of discussion. Okay, so this would be the controller and this needs to be the function. So I have already created this function. Perhaps I should show you here. Okay, so this is the function that I have created, and if you see first, second, and OPER, this is exactly matching this data, first, second, and this OPER, and these names are having the values that I have assigned. I mean, whenever I call this function, I'll assign these values to this function. Okay, so now what I do in the controller, in this controller I've created another field. It is of type float because one can enter decimal values as well. I've assigned it to 0, and based on the OPER, because OPER would be considered as a string. Whenever you make an Ajax call, you pass data as string. Basic data can be typecasted, but operator is not something that can be considered as a basic data. Okay, so operator would be taken in as a string, and based on that string value, I have created this switch statement. Okay, and based on what operator I have provided, I perform the function and put the value back into result, and then I return the result. Now what I'm doing in this function is, whenever there's a success, so whatever is returned from the controller is saved into this variable. Now I have this result, the value that was returned. The name should not be, I mean, there is no need for this name to be same as this one. Okay, this is just a variable that will hold whatever is returned from the controller. So what I do is, I enter this result into operand 1. In old operator, I add the new operator, and then in the result window, result is basically this screen. This screen, I add the, I append the result and the new operand. So I'll just show you how it works in a minute. Okay, this looks fine. Now I need to make a call to it at appropriate moment. So first of all, what I want to do is, whenever new operator has a value, okay, so whenever I say I enter 4 plus 2 and then I enter minus, so as soon as I press minus, I want this function to be called. Okay, so I have this call already. Now what I'm passing here is operand 1, operand 2, old operator, and the value that I'm storing into the new operator. Since this value has not been assigned, and I'm just assigning it to the new operator, and then I'm making a call. Okay. Okay, and then I want the call on equal to, because sometimes a person does not want specifically to enter the value of new operator. They just want to perform, say, 4 plus 3, or a single operation. They don't want to chain the calculations. So in that case, whenever anyone presses equal to, and I would have created a check for that already. Let me see, where is the condition? At the beginning I created, yeah. Document.ready. Okay, so this is the check, that if the value is not equal to, then all this operation is performed. And if the value is equal to the equal to operator, Then I need to make another call, and that would be this one. Okay. So this is something that I need to do. Now this one that I created in the previous video, I don't seem to have any use of it. Let me just comment it right now. Okay, this would create an issue. Okay, I'll just do it like this. So I've done this. One more issue that would arise is that all these OP1, OP2 and new OP and old operator, these are all inside this logic, which is an if condition. So this might create an issue. Let me do one thing, just keep all these out of the condition. Oops. Okay, so I guess this should work fine now. Let's check it up. Let me just refresh it once. Okay, so I press 7 plus 2. Now it should make a call as soon as I press minus. Okay, so it made a call to the controller and the result was appended with the new operator. And as soon as I press 3, okay, let me just show you that the call is going back from client side to the server side. I just add a breakpoint here, and as soon as I press equal to, it should hit the controller. See, first value, second value, and the operator. You are seeing this decimal point because the value is being typecasted. The value comes in as a string and it is being typecasted into a float type of value. Okay, so when I hit continue, I'm seeing the result. Okay, now if I again press equal to, this should pose an error. See, and this is because this is the same alert of the error. And why this happened? Because I just pressed equal to, sorry, I just pressed equal to, the condition goes into the second part and there is nothing in OP2, old OP and new OP, so it created an error. So as you can see, the error function also fires up. Let me do one thing to clarify this so that you are sure that this is the error. Error in Ajax. Okay, so we'll do it. We'll just test it once again. Says 4 and then I'll just say equal to. So it's error in Ajax. You can inspect in detail the value in the object and you can handle it appropriately, and for that you just have to simply check if there are values in, whenever you press equal to, you need to make it a point that if all these are empty, at least these first three, if these three are empty, then the operation should not be performed and you should return a false like I was previously returning. So I leave this as a homework for you guys, and if you face any issue, please let me know. Please do comment about how you like the video, if there is anything else that you want to know, if there is something else that you want to learn. Soon I'll be posting some other video about identity server and .NET Core that is a bit much advanced. But if anyone else has some other special request about something that they want to know, please let me know and I'll make that for you. Thanks everyone. Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up